Guys. Just look at chat. They already know what we're playing today. They already know what we're playing today. We're flipping this freaking coin. Sad face. Trying to get that ending. We need that one more ending. Okay? So we're flipping this coin. Welcome to Unfair Flips. We only... Yeah, the goo job. We've gotten goo job twice. We only have a 20% chance to land on heads, but we need to land on heads 10 times in a row. So hopefully, if we get heads a few times, we'll earn some money, be able to get these sick upgrades. So, let's do it. There's one. Whoa. Okay, we have a 5% higher chance of landing on heads now. Wait, they must have updated this game. They updated this game. There's chords now. So help me God if there's more endings. There are not. They changed... That's interesting. Actually, you know what? I want to look at the patch notes real fast. Let's just see this real fast. They'll add an extra layer of backups. Oh, is that for people that were cheating? Added unique sound effects to each of the shop options. Oh, you know what? I'm glad it took us so long to beat the game, so now we can hear the chords get strummed as we buy things. This game, there is a speed run for this game. They analyze the seed based on this guy drinking. So currently the speedrun, I think, has only... from what I've seen, I'm outdated on this info. They use a tool to kind of analyze the seed for when you can get 10 perfectly timed flips in a row for a win. But they say the theory crafting is that if you analyze where you are in the seed based on this guy's drinking pattern, that you would be able to manually time it perfectly and get a speedrun in, like, you know, a 20-second speedrun. Well, the idea is that you flip it correctly 9 times, and then as it's flipping on the 9th time or whatever, for the final flip, you buy the flip time upgrade so you can beat it even slightly faster. Okay. We need to win this. No, we need to lose this game. Listen, this is the opposite. The sooner we win, the sooner we get that ending, the sooner that this playthrough is over. So we don't want this playthrough to be over. We like sharing this game together. So gosh, I really hope we don't have that friend we haven't seen in a long time ending. That would be really depressing. We need one more ending. Get egg bugged. Say hello to an old friend. And we don't want that. We want this series to be our longest series ever. We want this to go on forever. We want to have hundreds and hundreds of hours of flipping this coin. Because, you know, we're in this together. Right? I don't even need to look at this game. I can just look at you guys, and it will make everyone uncomfortable because I never look at the webcam. This game doesn't create weird combos. This game creates boring combos. This game creates combos where I go, man, I sure hope that I land on this again, and then I start commenting on how I then am commenting on it, and it gets more and more meta, and then so. Yeah, I wonder why it was about that, Ava. It's because you started talking about that. It's not my fault. It was you. And not only that, earlier today, spoilers everyone, I was playing another game and Ava said that she wanted to create a new branch of philosophy about cum. Okay? About infinite. She brought it up today. I mean what I mean because I'm... Oh my god. Have you been hanging out with Cinny? I'm getting very strong Cinny vibes all of a sudden. You can't blame me. You're like, you bring up a topic, I respond to it, and you're like, oh man, conversation always gets so weird here. Why do you always bring up that stuff? Exactly. See, I appreciate you, Scoot. Oh, yes. We have a nickel now. Yes. And here's another thing. Yeah, just like this coin. Listen. Ava, you can't just hang that line out there. That's too easy to come up with a punchline, too. I'm your fault. You guys sound like my dad now. It's always my fault. Okay. That's a lie. My dad is a wonderful man, okay? It was a joke. Okay. All right. So listen, Ava, because conversation is always too weird here, and because it's always my fault, I am giving you the reins. I am giving you the power for this to be a totally normal conversation. Yeah. What is this really, really normal, polite Twitch conversation that you want to generally contribute to us? Okay. Come on. One more flip. One more flip. You have none? That's very nihilistic of you. You sure have been reading that philosophy. You know, I believe the second episode of this series, I actually got into existential nihilism. I believe the video on YouTube is called Existential Dread. Oh, let's do that. Beautiful. So when you said you were watching philosophy videos for 4 hours, do you mean that you watched my second episode of this 4 times in a row because you couldn't get enough of that coin flipping? Man, every time we restart this game, this is a hard game to play multiple times in a row because it's so depressing to have all the upgrades and then start over. Ooh. Ooh. If only this game ended like the last game we played. With just crazy bitrate destroying explosions of fun. This coin flip game is going to keep going. Yeah, we're never getting that ending. That's the hope. We want this series to persist forever. I am not doing reverse psychology at all. I promise. Okay. I genuinely mean I want this series to go on forever. I'm not just assuming that that the universe is cosmically stacked against me, and so I'm saying the opposite of what I desire because I think that the universe will fall for it in some giant cosmic ploy. Of course not. I just genuinely hope we don't get the ending we are appearing to need. Oh boy. Because then how will we have more crazy conversations, right? That's where we're at. Going full superstitious now. It's not opposite day. Okay, listen, Ava. I need help. How many hours are we into this series? It says we're 9 hours into the series, okay? I have nothing left to give. I have nothing left to give. You need to steer this ship like the captain you are. Because I'm sorry. Listen. Restream always in chat telling you when you have 100 messages. Can I turn that off? Because, like, can you imagine if like a big streamer had those messages just spamming their chat display? It would look ridiculous. It's just absolute, like, it says it's a congratulations, but it feels like it's actually rubbing salt into the wounds. Popcorn and cocktail. Nice. What kind of cocktail would you make? Ava wants to tell us a cocktail about her philosophical idea. was a... Here, 1 second. Unsure. I have no clue what either of those are. Listen, I just made a really bad pun, okay? All right. Oh. All right. So I have a question for you guys. What do you think this is? Is it Box of Leaf? There have been a couple questions in this game that have been haunting me. One is why there's a box of milk on a shelf. And the other is why there's a box of Leaf. These are the things that come back from every episode. What kind of cocktail? So you're telling me that you're giving me actual answers. Actual reasonable solutions? What do you need the leaf box for? We are on a Tails run. Speaking of Tails running, have you guys played two-player Sonic in the past, like, since you've been an adult? Because holy crap, does playing Tails suck. The player one, whoever's playing Sonic, has the ability to just never let you land, ever. Also, Tails' name is Miles per hour. Do you ever just stop to think about that fact? Who's Ogilvy? Sonic Ogilvy Hedgehog? I knew a guy with the middle name Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog. Is this your personal? Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Did you guys ever hear about the time that I did an escape room? No. Don't worry. Don't worry. Did you guys ever hear about the time that I did a escape room race with Abysmal Cosmos? Okay, listen. Listen. I gotta open something up real fast. Okay, where is this? Is it under... Oh, okay, I found it. Hell no, we're not diving into Sonic lore. Okay. So Abysmal Cosmos, wonderful, wonderful person, challenged me to a escape room race. We both downloaded a free escape room video game, and we streamed a race against each other. The rule was we needed to have a bet, and we didn't want it to be like a financial bet. So, you know, we thought about things like, oh, you know, should you be able to tweet something from the other person's account? Like, what should we do? So, what I came up with was the idea that whoever won got to change the other person's profile pic for a month. So, I won the race, and what became important to me for this profile picture that they were... So for making someone have a profile picture for a month, it has to be embarrassing, but it has to not be horrific, right? Like it couldn't be bannable. It couldn't be something super horrific. So Here is the, are you ready for the... the profile picture I made for Abysmal Cosmos. Gotta go fast. With the shining teeth. I made them just the worst Sonic fan art, and they had it on Discord for a month. And they were like, I actually love it. Yep. Yep, I drew that especially for her. The thing about Abysmal Cosmos, though, is that she is such an absurd troll that, like, if that profile picture existed and there was no bet, she would have just chosen that. Like, that is perfectly her personality, is to be like, oh, I like that profile picture. I'm going to use this. All right. back into this game, as we call it. We're at 40%. This is generally what I view as the hump in this game to crawl over, where things start getting pricey, but our coin worth is not carrying us there, unless we get really lucky. You know, I bought a bunch of escape room games, and I've never streamed them. I should. Sonic fan art is funny. I don't know if funny is the word. I feel like, erotic? No. No. You've seen the thing that's like... it was a joke. You've seen the thing that is like, type your first name plus like Sonic or something, or your first name plus the Hedgehog or something, I forget. And there will be someone's like Sonic Fursona version of your name. Let's see. Curly I should turn off safe search for this. Oh my god. Oh, hang on. Curly. I forget what it was called. I don't remember the gimmick. Okay, I don't remember the search term that you look for, because I just got actual hedgehogs. You had the result of yours as your. God, I hate how we are just actually into right now the Sonic fandom. Listen, though. We need to peer pressure Moggy to play Sonic Dreams Collection. It would be too boring if I did it. Because it has something absolutely horrific and didn't even have your name in it. Used to be in the Sonic fandom, so it's nothing new. Man, when I was a kid, I had Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. Wait, did I even have Sonic 2? I had Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I don't think I had Sonic 2. I rented that. I'm gonna say something a little controversial. But I don't love Sonic. I don't love... Here's the problem with Sonic, in my opinion. I feel like Sonic is fun in the early game, and then as the game progresses, it becomes less fun, because they add more obstacles and the speed slows down. Like, I think it benefits more from the easy levels, in which you can go really fast. But when you start getting to, like, listen, I know a lot of people consider, like, Metropolis Zone one of the best levels, but you're just, like, it's just a lot of, like, running into a wall. Like, you're always at the beginning of your acceleration thing. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. Although I have an even more controversial statement, which is when I was a kid, my best friend and I loved the game Sonic Heroes, which I know is firmly in the midst or the beginning of what is considered like the downfall of Sonic, like the bad games. But I loved Sonic Heroes. As a kid, you were the biggest Sonic fan. Had a lot of stupid. You know what game I like? I enjoyed Sonic Generations. Yeah, like I feel like the games that people really hate on are like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06, obviously, and Sonic Boom. Right, that's true, Scoots. I always remember Sonic the Hedgehog's famous line, "Gotta maintain control." I don't know. You know what? I don't even think I've beaten a full level in Sonic Mania, because there was something weird about it. Like, I think it was like, there was some reason why I started trying to play it and I didn't. Like, it was like I couldn't like use controller or something. It wasn't controller compatible. There was something weird about it on PC when I tried it, because I heard everyone say it was like the best. But there was some reason why I bounced off of it instantly. Some technical reason. Yeah, I've heard it's super, super good. But I did watch all, like, way back in the day, I watched all of Cyber Shell's Let's Plays of it. Way back in the day. The Sonic games, I mean. It's funny though, as a kid, I was always like, I never had the Nintendo consoles. I mean, I had the handhelds. I had the Nintendo handhelds, but I never had a Nintendo, like, actual console. So I always had, like, the Sega Genesis, the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. I always had the competitors to Nintendo. So I'm actually surprised. You know what's actually kind of silly? You know what my favorite platformers were when I was growing up? Commander Keen and oh god, Jazz Jack Rabbit, which Jazz Jack Rabbit, I think in retrospect, is like kind of a bit of a Sonic ripoff, and has a lot of problems from what I gather. I haven't played it as an adult, but it was like, you know, the rabbit that's too edgy, moves too fast, the screen is too small and too zoomed in on this rabbit, so if you run, you just run into obstacles. I think there's like snowboarding scenes too. And it's by Epic. Epic Mega Games, as it was called. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, most people I know have the most nostalgia for Nintendo games. Whereas I have a very little... Like, I'm trying to think. I've owned one Mario game in my life, and it was for... no, that's a lie. I've owned two. I owned Mario Kart for a handheld console, like DS or 3DS. I think probably DS. And I owned some like Mario and Luigi RPG for DS, I think, or maybe 3DS, one of them. Did Epic make Unreal? And Unreal Tournament and stuff? Man, when you hear people talk about, like, best first-person shooter of all times, like, Liz, I never grew up with Unreal Tournament 2004. I grew up with Unreal Tournament 2003, which is basically the same game. But for me, I'm like, I would put that on the list of best of all times. Up there with, like, Doom 2. Just because the game itself was somewhat limited, although the multiplayer maps were awesome. But oh my god, the modding on Unreal Tournament games were maybe the best modding ever. I know I've talked about this on stream before, but you would have it where you would join a lobby and it would ultimately download the mods onto your computer and make it instantly playable without having to manually do it. So it would be like, oh, in this one, you're downloading like an invasion maps where it's like Toy Story. You're like tiny in a room. And then this one, you're actually playing like a tactical shooter in Vietnam or something. Like, I think I might be wrong. Did like Red Orchestra come from that? I think Red Orchestra might have come from that. Yeah, I really never played Counter-Strike. I owned it. My sister got really into Counter-Strike because when my sister was in early high school, maybe it was late middle school, I don't remember. Sometime around middle school, high school, that's when internet cafes were kind of a thing. And so I think like at lunch or whatever, or after school, her and her friends would go to the internet cafe and play Counter-Strike against each other. But man, I like one thing I will say though, I think modded Doom. When I say modded, I mean on a source port. If you play Doom on like GZ Doom or whatever, I feel like it holds up better than like I feel like it's still an S tier shooter. Just put it on a source port so you don't have to awkwardly play with the weird control things that were in kind of basic Doom. It is. I think it has the best selection of enemies in any shooter ever. You never really played shooters as a kid. You were too busy playing Pokemon. You know what shooter I loved was Time Splitters. I used to love that one. I think now it would stress me out with the time. Every level is like a timed escape, I think. You're too busy playing Pokemon. I played a few generations of Pokemon. I played the hell out of Pokemon Blue, which came out when I was in like grade 3 or something, maybe 4. I think 3 or 4. And God, okay. I have a story that is going to sound so okay. There was this kid in my class. Oh yeah, Gears of War, yeah. Okay. So when I was in elementary school or whatever, I was tested into the gifted class, as it's called. And I remember that there was this one kid in my class who was like the cool kid of the class, the cool kid of the nerds. And I remember we would all play Pokemon, and he would play with a Game Shark on. And his Game Shark, he had a level 100 Aerodactyl that had infinite health. And people would plug in their link cables to play against Game Shark Kid with infinite health. These are kids in the gifted class, would battle him, and they would lose 100% of the time because this guy was actually literally in. And I remember like being like, how are you guys so dumb? You're in the freaking gifted class, and you're battling Game Shark Bro with your like level 64 Blastoise, and he has his level 100 infinite HP Aerodactyl that you're like, maybe this time I'll overcome it. Dude. I remember just looking at my peers like, what is wrong with you morons? The origin of absurdism. I think that was just the origin of misanthropy. And that kid had the same name as me. And we had, at that point in time, we had a very, very rare name. And people would always be like, oh, I've never heard that name. But then both of us had the same name. And he was the cool kid, and I was the nothing kid. You know? And everyone battled him with his goddamn Game Shark Aerodactyl. I'm like, why are they falling for this? True story. And And then what's even weirder? So then after like elementary school, we went to different schools and I never saw him again. But here's two things that are really weird that happened after. Then later, he and I dated the same girl. And then we both went into jazz school. It was like in elementary school, we like split off. We had the same name that was a rare name. Oh, that was good. And then we both wound up dating the same girl and going to university for the same thing. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. I'm like his crappy twin. Yeah, except here's the thing. He would be the big streamer and I would be the I'd be the guy talking about cum while flipping a coin. He probably played this game, flipped the coin 10 times, got heads every time and won. And I'm going to have the longest series of this game in internet history because I'll never get the ending. That's what's going to happen. All right. Oh my god, I haven't been paying attention to our upgrades. Oh, this is the big... getting to 10,000 is a grind. We need a big combo for this. You know what, though? Oh! And I just remembered something about him! So... I just remembered something. Okay, back in grade 5 in gym class, we all had to make a music video. And so my one, I was with 2 other kids in my class. I'm trying to remember. I remember who one of the kids was. I don't remember who the third was. And so we did... The song that we did was Walking on the Sun by Smash Mouth. Might as well be walking on the sun. That was that song was big at the time. And our thing was like synchronized model walking, where we're like doing choreographed, just walking back and forth in like, you know, synchronized swimming patterns. It was, I'm sure, very cringe. And then I remember that kid, my good twin, I'm the evil twin, he's the good twin, whatever. He did the Pokemon theme song because I think he procrastinated. So he's like, oh, whatever, I'll put on Pokemon, I'll improvise it. And I just remember his back to us and just like, jung, 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 jung. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. Bum, bum, ba-dum. That's them is my real test. Declining is my cause. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it was like the most like extra. Oh, I remember that so much. Oh. You know another... Oh, God. I have some other memory. Not of him. Of other people. I remember in middle school, for some reason, there was a kid in the class named James. And there's another kid named Darren. And I remember James was way out in the field, just like whatever, playing or something. I remember for no reason, Darren chucked an apple into the field. And I remember it pegged James in the back of the head and created the biggest, just completely spherical apple explosion. Just psh, completely beamed him on the dome. And I just remember him screaming and falling to the ground instantly. And just it's this image that is seared in my mind of just randomly having an apple explode on his head. And just the shockwave of the apple bits. The perfect exploding sphere. The things that you remember of your childhood, it's just like the dumbest memories that stick in there perfectly. Like this image of this apple like this beautiful, like the apple exploding. It would have been like one of those like slow-mo guys YouTube videos. We're gonna watch this apple explode at 10,000 frames a second, slowed down. And then they have the music and they show like the bullet going through whatever. Instead, it would be the apple hitting the head. You would see the shockwave of the skin going around the guy's head as the apple creates the perfect sphere. Oh God. Yeah, I have a lot of ones. Oh God, I have a lot of stupid memories. You used to remember everything before you were 10. Wait. It used to be everything before you were 10 you didn't remember. Now it's at 15. Really? Interesting. God, I remember things, very small things. I think my earliest memories are from 2. My earliest strong memory, my earliest very, very, very vivid memory is probably 4. And I have quite a few at age 4. Some are weird. Like, my memories at, like, 2 and 3 are very vague memories. Like, just, like, images of, like, my dog in a certain place. Or I have a memory of pouring animal crackers in a box and then getting yelled at. Like, very, very vague memories. But yeah, at 4, I remember stabbing my sister on the leg with... Was it the leg? I stabbed her with a fork for absolutely no reason. Just because she was sitting there and I had it and I was like, huh. And I just... Remember that? That was a questionable one. Remember the first dream I remember, which is so vivid. I remember I was going to go to my house through my front door, and there was a strange man standing in front of my door, and he had an axe. And then I walked into the backyard, and I sat on a chair that had a washing machine by it. Oh. Oh. Oh, we got an ending. So you don't get to know the end of the story. Oh, we didn't get the ending as predicted. We didn't get it. Wait, we did get it! That's Eggbugged! We beat the game! Reverse psychology did work! Oh my God, I have cosmic control over the universe! The universe actually cares what I think! Oh my God, I have control just by saying the opposite. We have completed this game. We're done. Oh my God, we are done. Holy crap, I'm so happy, guys. You don't get to know the end of this dream because we have finished the game. Oh, gosh. And you know what? Not only have we completed this game, here's what's going to happen now. I am so excited. Oh, my God. Click again. Listen. Oh, my God. Manage. Uninstall. Go away. Go away, game. Go away. Rot. Rot in hell. You know, you're going to hide this game. No one will ever see it again. That game is gone. Bye. If you enjoyed, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I will be back next time with something different, unless she adds another ending to that. Don't do it, Heather. Don't do it. I'm done with it.